Good afternoon and good evening, everyone from Bangkok all the way to Pelzer, South Carolina. Morning, evening, whatever it is where you are. Send a shout out to the people in Paris. Had a little bad news with Notre Dame yesterday. Terrible, but we're going to rise above it. Anyway, my name is Tom. I'm here with
Brian
and our guest,
Railz.
And we are doing MadPark podcast live, recorded live, that is, right here in the vault at the Playroom, serving Charlotte's creative and music community for the past 25 years. So hit them up online, playroomonline.com, for all your recording and rehearsal space needs. Eddie Z will take care of you.
Very nice facility.
Yes, it really is it not? It's impressive, and we're lucky enough to be able to be here all the time and see everybody coming in and out of here. But we've gotten to come in here and record a few times now, and man, it makes us. I mean, it don't make my voice any better, but it makes us sound better.
Yeah, but you get to run into a lot of musicians in here that are just different. You know, there's 32 rehearsal spaces.
32 rehearsal spaces, yeah, and then you have the big rehearsal halls. But a lot of cool stuff you can check out online. We recently did a podcast with Eddie Z. Have you ever met him, Railz?
I have not.
Okay, we need to hook y'all up.
Said his name is
Eddie Z.
Eddie Z. No, I haven't met.
Yeah, it's it sounds like A to Z, but it's Eddie Z.
Okay.
I talk with a reverse lisp.
No, reverse lisp.
I don't know what that means. Anyway, Brian, why don't you tell us a little bit about Railz, since you introduced me to him last year, and then maybe we can get him to fill in the blanks.
Okay, yeah. So I met Railz a few years ago. Did some shows for us. Multi-genre shows, hip-hop shows, everything in between. Share a little connection because he's a Long Island guy. My wife's from Long Island. So we talk a little bit about that every now and then. But
where are you from on Long Island?
From Brentwood, Long Island. I was born in Syosset Hospital, but I'm born and raised, grew up in Brentwood.
What's that close to?
Brentwood is close to
Excuse me.
Hop Hog.
Okay.
It's close to Islip. Those are more of the notable towns, but Central Islip, Brentwood, Deer Park, in that area.
yeah, Deer Park's a good
Suffolk County.
So what brought you down here?
I've always known North Carolina. To be honest, I've had family out here since I was a kid. I actually went to school out here 1 year, 7th grade. And
what school?
I went to J.M. Alexander.
J.M. Alexander. That's up north part of town?
It's closer towards 485 in the Old Statesville Road area.
Yeah, that'd be North Charlotte.
Further down
They
that
have two Alexanders. One of them's AG, now middle school. One of them's J.M. Alexander, and one of them's like the Myers Park area. One of them's Northern. But
that school was weird.
Eh.
It was very weird.
You sure you weren't the weird one?
Nah, I'm almost sure I wasn't the weird one.
Seriously, you don't think you're odd?
You know what? Now that you put it that way, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
thank
odd.
you.
But that school was definitely weird.
We only have odd people in here to do these
Exactly.
podcasts.
There ain't been no normal ones in here.
Shout out Eddie Z.
I mean, it's the way you put it. Yeah, I'm weird. I guess.
That's good.
But okay, so you were down here a little bit, you knew it, and then you went back up there?
Yeah, but we went back up there, and my whole thing was my mother wanted me and my brothers to graduate from New York for whatever reason. The only difference is we get a Regents diploma, which just means you pass Regents exams or whatever. But for whatever the reason, my mother wanted us to graduate high school there, and then she moved down with the rest of the family that did it a long time ago. So that's why I ended up out here.
A lot of people from up north like it down here. They tell us how to run our stuff when they get down here, but then they realize we ain't listening.
Don't put me in there. Don't put me in that group. I love North Carolina.
They do too.
Out here.
They just like to tell us how much better it was where they just moved from.
I could have grew up out here. That's the only thing I don't like is I would like to have some friends I went to high school with or something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't. But I have a lot of friends, but I could have grew up out here.
Well, you have Facebook friends. I got real friends.
Yeah, but your friends are all 50.
Most of them are older than that. Thank you very little.
So let's talk about music stuff here. Have you done shows back in New York since you've been performing, or?
I've done one show in Albany.
Okay.
And that was probably one of the worst shows to date.
Really?
Yeah, it was my first show ever. And I was with these guys that were a part of Pride Rock at the time. And
what year do you think it was?
This had to have been 2010, 2011. So that was at SUNY Albany, the State University, and it was in front of the Black Student Union. It was 300 people, my first show. And nobody knew me from a hole in the wall. I didn't know to bring bottles of water on stage or towels to wipe the sweat off your face. It was just a mess, man. Like
Throwing you to the wolves.
You didn't have a posse of 8 people with big, giant, long white towels?
it was just
Because
three
that's
of
a
us.
thing, right?
I mean, I wish I knew it was a thing because like I was so unprepared. My face was sweating. My mouth got dry by like the 3rd song. My mouth was moving, but nothing was coming out whatsoever. It was terrible. And then the worst part about it was at the end of it. I had premeditated this, like this was going to be the big thing that I say at the end of it. I had it all rehearsed, and I was like, "Albany, you've been great. This has been our first. This is our first performance ever. You witnessed history." And this one girl in the back was like, "Yeah, and it's gonna be your last."
Oh, what an asshole. Back from the peanut gallery.
I just act like I didn't heard it, but I heard it. My heart heard it. It hurt my soul. My soul heard it. I heard that crap, but I act like I did it, and we just brushed that off, kept it moving, and had many more great shows.
I've
since
been a
then.
heckler before.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, I know it's hard for you to believe.
Yeah, hecklers live a great life, man.
Shoot.
We dwell in the shadows in anonymity, but I'm not a troll. I do that stuff in person, not online.
I do the troll stuff often.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You are.
But I
a
love
troll.
it.
You guys are like the ultimate opportunist hecklers, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Well, I
It's-
think I do remember a couple weeks ago
Yeah.
at the gig at Hattie's, I was heckling quite a bit.
You sure was.
Yeah, sorry
you made
about
me.
that.
You know you good at heckling when you make somebody change their outfit like mid performance. He made me take my sweater off.
What
and
was the
everything.
comment about that? It was something about the shirt or
I was.
something like I said something like where'd you get a tent with a collar on it or something stupid like that.
I didn't even hear that one, but that
Oh,
was
sorry,
a good one.
sorry about that.
I probably would have took the shirt off after that one,
Oh,
but
Lord.
I took my hoodie off because I was getting hot. And he's like, "Take off the hoodie. Maybe it's the hoodie." So no, you're a certified heckler.
They're a good
for sure.
sport. Good sport.
You mentioned Pride Rock.
Mm-hmm.
How'd that all come together?
Oh man, I was at a hotel taking a shower, and
That's gross
I
already.
was at a hotel taking a shower, and I
Did
just
they run out
thought-
of water?
No, they didn't run out of water.
I'm asking. I don't know.
No, they didn't run out of water.
Okay.
I was just in mid shower, and pretty much I said, you know, what would be a dope name, Pride Rock, and then I thought of the acronym representing our current kingdom, all in the shower. I thought of the logo. I immediately got out after I finished and then sketched it and then sent it to a graphic designer, and that was that. And
Your artwork's nice, man.
I appreciate
give it to you. I like it.
I definitely appreciate it. I do strive for that.
We
'cause,
see a
like,
lot of stuff that's not so nice, and Brian helps them punch it up.
That's what I'm saying. It's like people try and sell stuff, and it's just like not quality whatsoever. Like anybody like putting names on a shirt, and that's it. They don't put no artwork to
Yeah.
it. I'm real big on like original art and stuff like that. So it just was one of those things where somebody introduced me to a studio owner. The studio owner introduced me to the graphic designer. Graphic designer, I think it was a while ago. He only charged me like $100 to do that. And like, I wish I still kept the sketch that I had because it looked so terrible. But he made it look amazing. And
I
since
bet you I
then-
can do you one better. I'm not an artist, or one worse. Hey, before I
Mine's
forget it,
bad.
the acronym, I guess, is that the proper term,
Mm-hmm.
representing our current kingdom? Is that a religious reference or what?
No,
or
it's-
just about this earth we're on now?
It's pretty much just how I live by, and it's actually gotten me through a lot of stuff representing our current kingdom. And what I mean by kingdom is pretty much whatever it is that you represent, that you're the head of or whatever. That could be your family, that could be your job, that could be your career, that could be your art, that could be anything. And whatever that is, that's your kingdom, and it's about just having pride in it. And as you walk out the door every day, it's representing your kingdom and what you stand for.
I like it. Take pride, take ownership.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be a dick.
Exactly.
Yeah, right. You've talked to me about this before because we did a thing with New Sound. Railz, the principal. Correct me if I'm wrong. It was like it had started from the trains.
Yes, pretty much. Yeah. How I got my name?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. I had a situation where it was just very definitive that I have to make music, at least do a song or an album or something. I came to that realization. So me and my cousins had to figure out we had a name because I think I was going by like I don't even remember. It was something terrible. What was it? It was.
Turd rock
I want
or
to say it was
something like that. Was rock involved or was poop
It
involved?
was nothing. I want to say I was the chef, like
Chef.
because like I would freestyle way back when, and like food would always find its way in the freestyle somehow,
duh.
some way. So they called me the chef. So that wasn't gonna work. So me and my cousins were driving to McDonald's, coincidentally.
So now you became McD.
Right? So we were driving, and I was like, we got to come up with a name. And we literally drove over a railroad on Lowell Avenue in Central Islip, New York. And I figured that's like my favorite mode of transportation. And it just made sense. And like I came up with all these corny, it's rails because I got miles of bars. And it's 2 on the track, so it's twice as hard. Like corny stuff like that. But
It sounds good though.
it does. And then one day I YouTubed Railz, and there was a guy with way more views than me, and he's still up there too. He's
That son of a bitch.
he's fat and he break dances while he raps, so he's killing it right
Is
now.
his shirt? Is it long enough, or does it creep up over the navel some?
This man, he looks like he records all his stuff at work because he like has on a janitor's outfit,
Oh God.
a Fat Albert hat, like, and he just
What's a
rap.
Fat Albert hat? Like Mushmouth hat on?
It's like that hat with the puff at the top, like it's
Oh, like a Rudy hat.
pretty much like
Yeah.
when that famous Michael Jackson picture when he had that hat on.
Yeah,
as
yeah, that's a
kid.
Rudy hat.
He has
You
that
know,
on.
Rudy had the guitar turned into a car and all kind of crazy shit, but then that was only for one episode. It's a little before your time.
I didn't even know. But
That was pre.
I'm gonna find this guy.
That was pre date rape drug for Bill Cosby.
Oh, God. I'm gonna find this video
Go
on YouTube.
Hypnol. No.
I'm gonna put not Bill Cosby, but I'll put a clip of this big old dude breakdancing at the end of this.
yeah, and like
Okay. All right. Cool.
he's freaking killing it. He's rapping about positivity. He's breakdancing, and it's hey. I had to change my name to The Principal and add that because of that.
Is the principal a reference to your job in school administration, or is it a different? What does that mean?
It's a different principal. It's not PAL, it's PLE.
Oh well, excuse me, Mister Spelling Bee Scripts.
But no, pretty much, I just figured no matter where this music takes me, however long I do it, I'm just going to uphold my principles.
There you
and
go.
Rap about what I believe and stuff like that. So what better way to remind yourself of that than to put it at the end of your name? So
Stand for your principles.
Do people call you? I mean, mostly I feel like people probably call you Railz. Like
Mhm.
Railz is gonna be here. Railz is here. Railz
pretty
is
much,
performing.
yeah. Rolls off easier on the tongue.
Yeah.
Just say Rails.
I didn't know you by your Christian name, shall we say, government name, whatever we call ourselves.
Yeah.
And then I ran across it. I told you on Facebook one day. I was like, oh, that dude looks kind of like Rails. And a couple days later, I went back and said, man, that is Rails. That ain't his name.
Yeah.
So I didn't know your real name.
The crazy thing, my real name is Malcolm Crossland. It was almost Malcolm X Crossland because of my
The
father.
letter X or EX?
Just X, letter X.
Okay.
It's named after Malcolm X. But my mother said no. That's what my father wanted. My mother said no because she didn't want that to prevent me from getting jobs or whatever the case may be. So
I don't know that nowadays it would, but maybe 15, 20 years ago, possibly. But
You never know.
a lot of us are down with it and understood what he was about. I don't purport or pretend to act like I was a black nationalist.
Yeah.
Far from it. I don't qualify for that on many fronts. But yeah, interesting stuff. So was your dad is your dad still alive?
yeah, he is.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of stuff was he into as a youth?
My dad actually.
Because he might be my age, dude.
My dad still to this day can rap really well. My dad was always into sales and things professionally, but like he was into rap. My dad was into rap. He was into health. He was always in good shape.
You mind me asking how old he is?
My father, I want to say, what is my father like? My father's got to be like 50,
Oh God.
58 or something like that.
Yeah, man. I'm almost your dad's age.
He's got to be like 58, man. Yeah.
Oh Lord.
So was your dad? I was gonna ask you like what kind of influenced you, like what you listened to and stuff. But I'm assuming your dad probably gave you.
My dad
lot of
was,
stuff.
yeah, my dad listened to like, I got a lot of my musical influence from my mother though, but my dad, he listened to, LL Cool J, Rakim. I remember as a kid, I didn't know what was going on, but some of those sounds and beats are iconic. So
Yeah.
I remember the LL, I remember Rakim. He listened to Earth, Wind and Fire.
I think I might be your dad. All that stuff. Does your dad disappear a lot of times and then show back up with a new pair of
I'm
Adidas on?
trying to tell you,
It might be
man.
me.
And he wore the Adidas bucket hats, yeah. But no, I recently heard my dad rap. Like I'm talking last July. He still sounds amazing.
Is he still in sales?
I think he's driving trucks now in Manhattan, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably got sick of all that. Sales I've done it, and man, you get tired of just like having to be so kiss ass pukey and bullshitting people to get them to buy whatever it is you're selling or the services and stuff. And Man, being out in the truck, you get some autonomy, possibly even some impunity. Look them words up, Brian. But anyway,
I definitely will.
I get it.
I don't have to. We have a principal sitting right here. He can tell me.
Oh,
Yeah,
don't rely on me.
Please report to
Jeez.
the principal's office. Could that be the name of an album that I could get no credit for?
My first mixtape was actually the Principal EP, and it kind of played off of like a day of school.
Yeah.
Like the skits had like
Skits
the
in
lunch
between.
lady and all types of stuff.
Back to the food again.
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you cook?
Absolutely.
What kind of stuff do you like to? I mean, some stuff's easy to cook.
Mm.
Some stuff you can say, "Hey, I'm gonna take a little bit longer." What do you like to cook?
It's very minuscule, but my actual favorite thing to cook is like making new sauces, like just mixing stuff up and making sauces to put into sautéed vegetables or
Hell yeah.
even chicken or whatever. I
My
love
dad was
making
like that.
sauces.
Your grandfather, he was like that. Yeah, he liked doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, I love making sauces, and yeah, that's probably my favorite, top of the list.
Hell yeah.
Did you ever play any instruments?
I wish. Shout out to everybody who plays instruments. I don't have that kind of patience. I do want to learn how to play bass guitar, acoustic guitar. I do want to learn how to play piano.
Did you? I didn't know that you. Did you know Gabe
Mm-hmm.
previously? So
Oh, yeah.
the other week
One of
when
my-
Gabe got up there, I knew Gabe. I knew Gabe was talented, but I didn't know that, and it just blew me away to watch him sing and play guitar
Man,
at Hattie's a few weeks ago.
One of the
It's
first shows
unbelievable.
I ever booked in Charlotte as a New Sound event, and it might have even been before New Sound. Railz was on it, and Gabe was on it. And I think Taylor Centers might have been on it, who's a pretty big country singer
you
now.
had some.
And I had
Taylor was on
yeah.
there.
And I had a couple other people, but like to see Taylor, especially now, like she's doing pretty good in
Yeah,
Nashville.
Eddie
and
was when I told Eddie
Gabe
that I
and
was blown
Railz
away
and
by
stuff,
Gabe.
and-
He was like, "Yeah, of course, Gabe, great."
yeah.
What's
Even Nettie was like, "Oh, you got to meet my boy Railz," and I was like, "I know Railz." Get over it.
Eddie, go back into your office over there and blast them beats. We got it covered.
Because then he brought Nuke over, and he was like, "Hey, you want to meet Nuke?" And I was like, "I know Nuke."
He don't know you that man. But no, I met Gabriel. He's one of the first few people I met. I met Gabe the same time I met like Alamudo back in the Evening Muse days. I want to say, what was that, like 6
And see,
6 years
I
ago?
saw him play with Indigo like a year ago or something. So
Now, who are we talking about there?
Alamudo,
Okay.
who's another hip hop guy.
Alamudo, when I first met him, he was doing his music was a lot more abstract, which I personally was a fan of, and I still am a fan of his music. I like the abstract stuff he did way back when. I done seen that man run people out of the Muse before, like cut the lights off, face going in the dark, crazy music. But
When you say abstract, my mind instantly goes to Q-Tip, Tribe Called Quest,
nah, not
De La
that.
Soul. Well, I'm just saying
yeah.
that the abstract is
Yeah.
what they call it. But have you been watching any of the? Is it on Netflix? The Hip Hop Evolution.
I have not, but I've watched quite a few of them on YouTube and things of that
I
nature.
watched part of one, but I tuned into the one because I've always been a huge Boogie Down Productions fan, and in particular KRS-One.
I can't stand KRS.
Man, listen,
Don't get me started.
I'm not strong enough to do it, especially not right now.
Yeah.
I'm running on low fuel, but I'll have someone bigger than me throw your ass out of the studio.
Listen,
Dude. How are you going to disrespect the Blastmaster, the teacher?
hey,
That dude's good, dude.
I give him all the credit in the world.
But
that
you
he's
don't like
supposed
it.
to
How you
get.
going to give credit to somebody you don't like?
I could do that. I definitely could do that. I didn't like Paul Pierce. I was a huge Kobe fan, but I give him credit for what
Pierce,
he's done.
these guys, he's terrible.
I give him credit for what he's accomplished. Managed to stay with one team the whole time, except for when he went to Brooklyn. But yeah, I don't have to like somebody to give him credit. But it was that one story. I forget who told it. It was Black Sheep, I believe, on YouTube. You could look it up. It was a time when KRS-One threw PM Don off a stage. And as funny as that is, PM Don, he kind of put on for the big guys in music. He kind of went into his own lane as far as music goes, and he paved the way for big guys. He was more sensitive or whatever, but
Yeah.
I guess he was having a sensitive performance, and KRS-One just runs up, throws him off the stage, and South Bronx starts playing, and the whole place goes crazy.
What does that tell you?
I mean,
That
hey,
maybe he was out of his depth, shall we say?
I get you. I'll give you another one. I'm a huge Nas fan.
I'm
I've
not.
been a huge Nas fan. And a descendant of Nas is MC Sham. And MC Sham is how KRS
an
won.
ancestor.
Yeah, an ancestor of Nas. And KRS-One owes his career to MC Shan.
It, not so indirectly, yeah. Juice Crew and all those guys wouldn't give KRS-One, Scott LaRock the time of day, and that turned into a battle of words. The bridge is over, all that stuff. See, that's the time I'm from.
And great times. Don't get me wrong. Great times.
No.
And KRS-One, the words out of his mouth was, if it wasn't for MC Sham,
Right.
KRS-One would never happen. I will give you this. KRS-One is extremely intelligent, and I enjoy his interviews and his seminars a lot more than his music.
Okay.
The Nas fan,
I get
Queen
that.
fan won't let me. Yeah.
Nas
So
fan.
more credit to him. You don't like Nas?
Nas, son.
I'm gonna
Get
tell you
it?
this.
I'm on it today.
I'm gonna tell you what. Nowadays, it's very easy to not be a Nas fan. I'll give you that. He has disappointed with his last few releases.
A lot of hip hop guys today, though, it's easy to not be a fan, or they disappoint every now and then.
It just makes you appreciate the good ones that much more.
And the people that knew when to back out, the Rakims and things of that, and it's just bask in their great. Like Busta Rhymes is slowly approaching that. He has enough classics to fall back.
But even Common, I mean, that was one of the last newer age ones that I was into, and even he, kind of said, "I'll just go do some acting." That's cool.
Yeah, shoot. I mean, that's what LL Cool J does now, and like Ice-T and all those guys.
LL's got like 17 albums or something like that nowadays, don't he?
I saw him in concert in 1986.
I know that was crazy.
It was Beastie Boys, LL Cool
I love the
J,
Beastie Boys.
Houdini was my favorites from that show.
Love me some
LL
Houdini.
Cool J. It was me and my boy Bill Moose, and I think my friend Alvin Melton went. Yeah, he went with us. But also the opening act for the entire show was a group called Timex Social Club. They got sued by the Timex watchmakers, so it was just Social
wow.
Club. But they did the song Rumors.
Yeah,
Remember that one?
I do not.
Oh Christ! I'm
You're
not going to
pull
sing
my
it.
hip hop card in this thing podcast.
I just
said.
stepped on it, ripped it in half, pretty much. But anyway, it's a very famous song, Rumors, and you can Yahoo Google that, all you people out there. But anyway, that was a great show. But LL was great, really loud. But the next year, they had almost the identical bill come through town without Run DMC. Because at that point, they had gotten so big, they wasn't playing no 20,000 seat Coliseum. So, that was the Raising Hell years, the Walk This Way and my Adidas and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, you ain't getting them enough. Yeah.
Yeah,
Brian, what kind of concerts do you like?
all kinds of concerts.
My Sunday Jacket, is that one?
No, but
Sunday
close. There's
What's
a
it
band.
called?
There's a band called Taking Back Sunday, and then there's a band called My Morning Jacket.
Well,
so-
combine them both, and it's just one
Sunday
big massive turd for sure. Yeah.
Ugh. Shoot. Actually, I've been going to local shows lately, ours and other shows.
Yeah.
They're the best.
I love doing
I
the
agree.
MadPark music
I agree.
shows because it gets me back in tune with the local scene on the music.
But even I
Met some cool people.
I like going to shows at like Amos's and small places like
Yep.
that, Fillmore, because I don't like being around that many thousands of people sitting outside.
It
watching
feels
the
more
thing
intimate
from-
too.
Yeah,
It does.
like I can watch it from home if I want or on YouTube. Why go there and sit so far away?
That's true.
If it's not like somebody I'm really dying to see.
That's true.
But
What's the first concert you ever remember going to, or show? I mean, it doesn't have to be a big concert; it could just be a local show.
I went to Slaughterhouse, which was the perfect first concert. I went to Slaughterhouse at Best Buy Theater in Manhattan,
Okay.
and that was dope. It had people from all walks of life. It had people, blue collar jobs, white collar jobs. It had white people, black people, Spanish. It was everybody, and everybody was just a fan of hip hop that night.
Yeah.
And guy on my right, he was smoking crack.
Good.
The
God.
the guy on my left was smoking weed.
Dude, they were supposed to be reversed. The weed guy's always on the right.
I didn't even know about that rule, but
Okay,
they was messing up everything, and there was liquor all over the floor. Flatbush Zombies actually opened up for them, and they're huge right now.
Really?
But at the time, they got booed off the stage. Like, it was to the point the crowd was filled with definitely hip hop diehard fans. People were freestyling while they're performing and stuff like that, and having battles. But shout out to them though, because that was more so a clash of fan base. They don't have a Slaughterhouse fan base. So when you put them before Slaughterhouse, they're going to get booed, and then vice versa. It's two different types of music.
Yeah.
But that one was incredible. That was Joe Budden got arrested that one, so he didn't even perform with the group. But they did what they could, and that was amazing.
What'd he do? Forget to tie his shoe or something? He ain't
It-
hardcore.
It was traffic tickets from like years back. They just
They set the show up as a sting for traffic tickets.
That's exactly what happened. Like, Slaughterhouse was getting big, and Joe Budden's name was as big as it was at that point in time. And they took it upon themselves to catch him backstage.
They know where to find you, I suppose.
Exactly, and he went
Got
to jail.
posters all over town. Know where you're at.
Yeah.
So what else you do around Charlotte though, Railz?
Man, I'm a
Anything?
workaholic, unfortunately, man. I didn't feel like going to work today, but I'm a workaholic. And the reason why I'm a workaholic is because I am self-funded. I fund everything that I do, and I try to put on my own showcases and things for the city and ciphers. So that stuff requires money. So
Yeah, you do the menu series.
absolutely, I do the menu series the 11th of every month. And I do put together my own rap ciphers. I try and highlight different studios when I do my rap ciphers, and I have a few ideas coming up. The only thing about it is because it's self-funded, I have to do either one or the other. And I'm thinking about getting back into the ciphers for sure and putting the menu series on hold for a second.
What is the menu series?
The menu series is pretty much something that I like, and I just so happen to let people join me on that, which is food and music and just good vibes. So I handpick the artists that get to perform, and they just so happen to be artists that I'm a fan of. Like it's completely selfish. It's artists that I'm a fan of, and sometimes I hire chefs to come out and cook. I've had Toby with Woodbrook Cuisine. He came out and he's done a few of those. And then there's other times where I let the artists, if they're willing to cook, they cook. And then there's been times when I cook, and that's it.
Did they cook while they perform?
No.
Seems insanely dangerous.
It's kind of crazy. What's even worse is when I have to do everything myself. But how it's supposed to go is I'll get a featured act. They perform at the very end. Obviously, they have a bunch of openers, and they do cook a signature dish that they do like, and it's pretty dope, man. They cook and entertain the crowd, and then they get to perform. So it's real intimate. Like, I think one of the most intimate things you could do is cook for somebody. So that's what I want to bathe them. That too. That might be coming, maybe one day. Your favorite artist gets to bathe you and then performs for you.
Bathtub series.
That's a good idea. So, yeah, cooking and performing. It's a real intimate type situation.
That's a very unique thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The ciphers, you said you're thinking about doing more of those?
Absolutely. Absolutely. My whole thing, I just want the city behind it. Wish they have been for the most part, but like I said, this stuff costs. So attendance is important and things of that nature. Right. And I want to make sure I provide quality. I usually have my DJ friend, DJ SBK, DJ it, make sure the mics are right, make sure the cameraman is solid, and the artists that do make the cut, because it is a whoever is the dopest gets to be on the actual cipher. I want them to walk away with something that they're proud of, something they can put in their portfolios, and visually amazing, and they're performing at the best of their ability. So.
And I've seen some of the videos. I don't know if Tom has, but they're on YouTube, and they're good.
Yeah,
I mean, they're always good.
And me taking it into account, not everybody has access to some of the things I may have, and vice versa. So I'm just utilizing what I have to, make the city look like something to look at when it comes to a hip-hop perspective.
Well, that's what we've tried to do with MadPark Music is when we do the gigs, provide, that video, good video, and then content for all the social media pages for everybody, including us, the podcast, and it's we ain't making no money off of much of any of it. But it's not what it's about. It's about providing content.
Networking, too.
Trust me, I know exactly what you're talking about.
We've got business from it, though. Don't get me wrong. We got business from you.
I know exactly what you're talking about, though, because like I said, I see the other side of it, trying to put together the main series as well. But me, on behalf of hip-hop in Charlotte, do appreciate you guys.
Oh, dude, that's very flattering. You're quite welcome.
We've been
Why's that funny, Brian?
I don't know.
We've been putting stuff together for quite some time now.
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing stuff with Railz, from shows to flyers to helping him.
And I do got a flyer
stuff
for you to do too.
I mean, just and then he's got me on up musicians and artists, to fill shows. So
if no one else, which I'm sure it's a long line, but I do appreciate what you guys do.
A lot of people tell us that, and it goes both ways, bro.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we couldn't do it without the musicians. I mean, in reality,
we could. It would suck.
Well, yeah, it would just be.
It'd
Tom
be like, come see
there.
these bands that don't exist. I'd play
Tom
some music
got
and I would
dance though.
I got the dance.
It's crazy. I love his dancing. I would pay to see that.
Yeah, paying $1 maybe, and I give you 98 cents back. There's a price for everything, however shitty it may be.
You got a favorite, venue around here?
Oh man, all the venues are great. That allow hip hop in. Let me put that out there. But the Evening Muse is by far my favorite venue. It's where a lot of it started. Like, other than that SUNY Albany performance, that was one of the first places I stepped on stage as a solo artist, and that's where I cultivated my showmanship, and I've had some great shows out of it. The sound quality is amazing. That's probably one of my favorite things. The sound quality is second to none as far as all the venues that I've performed at. So, and the
Would
staff
you
is great
say
too.
Shout out to the Evening Muse.
Yep,
They got me my
absolutely.
first show. I walked in there and said, "Hey, Don and Joe, can I maybe do something here?" And they let me, and I did a few shows there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What I was going to ask, is that the venue where you learned to hate KRS-One?
No, absolutely not. I actually learned this about KRS-One when I
Oh,
watched
here we
the
go.
hip hop.
I got more
beef.
secrets why I hate him.
I watched the hip hop beef series, and then I found out, MC Sham and all that stuff, and
That was all lighthearted, though, man. You
And
got to
then-
get past that.
and then the PM Dawn thing.
Yeah,
I
but
found
you
out
weren't
later
around
on.
for that. That song, the one song, what was that song?
I'm sure he was singing "Die Without You." How do you push somebody off the stage when they're singing
No, but
"Die
it was
Without You"?
Baby, you send me, or I
Baby,
don't-
you send me.
Yeah, that's terrible. It sucked, dude.
something bliss.
Yeah, it said a drift on memory
Here's the
bliss of
thing.
you. That don't even make no sense.
Here's the thing: it's a hit or miss. But it was
Mostly
what my
miss.
point was. It was what I'm saying is it was different. It was a different lane, and it actually opened up a whole lot
It was
of different
but
artists.
so was Crushed Velvet Bell Bottoms. That don't make that shit good, dude.
But it led to a lot of amazing music and new artists emerging, and just showing that it could be something different.
I mean,
And it's a-
around that same time was like Arrested Development. You were coming out of the Soul to Soul era. Yes, I get it, different, but that didn't mean it was good.
I get you. I appreciated it.
We're gonna have to have a debate series.
No, there's no debate series. I'm right.
All right.
And then the icing on the cake was when KRS-One battled Nelly and lost.
Nelly,
Yes.
I
He lost off of you
I
hear
have
those
to
stutters
hear-
coming?
no, I got to see this because that sounds like something taken completely out of context.
Oh, no.
Where it was like a mush mouth rap, or like somebody talking about what kind of ripped up wife beater they was wearing.
This man KRS-One battled Nelly, and he shout out to KRS-One. I'm not a KRS-One hater because
Well, he was
sounding
never
terrible.
a freestyler, so I don't know what that battle was about.
It was a battle amongst records, and Nelly, that song "I Am Number One," that was like a KRS-One diss. He said, "Tired of people judging what's real hip hop. Half the time it be you whose albums flop, and till you top the Super Bowl, keep your mouth on lock." Like,
Well, okay. Well, I see what we're going at right here. I see what this is about. Just because a ton of people bought some crappy Nelly records
yeah, and
and
trust me,
didn't buy the higher quality, more
Hip-hop.
more lyrically potent and important KRS-One records, there's no accounting for bad taste or good taste for that matter.
I get that.
I mean, by that same rationale, some total prick could turn out to be president with no experience. Boy, that would never happen, would it? Anyway, let's move on to junk food. What's your favorite junk food?
Man, it is Taco Tuesday as we speak too. So,
Where at?
anywhere. Like it's a few places that do it.
There's a ton of them, but which ones you like?
Right up the street, Picante Grill.
Okay, yeah, I've seen that place.
They got like a $5 special today. That's where I'm going.
What, it was Taco Tuesday? They got a five. What is that? 5 tacos?
3 tacos for like $5 or a burrito. I'm turning into the chef again, man.
Yeah.
A burrito bowl,
Suckered
a
him into that
salad
one,
bowl.
bud.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that. That was amazing. But yeah,
I like Taco Tuesday also. I like Sabor.
Yeah, I live by one of those.
Sabor's
Nice,
good.
Yeah.
Sabor's good.
Let's go back to Charlotte for a second.
Sure.
The music community here.
Oh boy,
Oh, shut your mouth.
the Captain Negativity coming up.
No, I'm not negative about it. I say that it used to be not as good, the local music scene, and they're trying to do stuff about it. So what I'm going to ask Mr. Railz, the principal,
It's Mr. Pull.
Mr. Pohl, is what do you think about the local music scene here? And I mean, especially hip hop, because I know sometimes it gets a bad rap. Certain venues.
Rap.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
that's
what
who
you
he
did
did
there.
bad rap.
But
That's nice.
Terrible.
First and foremost, it all falls under the umbrella of the Charlotte art scene. And I only point that out is because I owe a lot of my style to the Charlotte art scene. I came out here with a pretty much punchline type style when it comes to my music. And on site, if you wanted me to rap, I had like just random bars and stuff like that to rap on. But it was going to the poetry events at Upstage and at Apostrophe Lounge that kind of cultivated my style, and just getting a feel for the North Carolina culture as I dove more into the art scene. And one thing that I do love, it's nobody's trying to impress people. Everybody's themselves, and it's no need to prove anything. People are just comfortable in their own skin. You got to understand, I come from New York. It's very braggadocious type hip-hop and
bordering on pretentious.
Exactly.
If not past that, from what I saw.
Yeah.
So, and everybody's trying to keep up with the Joneses, not just in hip-hop, but just it's a lifestyle pretty much. If you go out there and just walk around and observe, you'll see it. But I just came to North Carolina where it's a lot of individuality, and that's what I appreciate most about it. It definitely cultivated my style that you hear today, sonically, and just how I carry myself as an artist.
And a person.
Absolutely.
It's one and the same, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Not that Jeremy Sanchez walks around the street with a light-up mask on. I mean, that's cool for a show, but I doubt he does that on daily basis.
When I tell you I have...
Check out video on the website for that. It was pretty sweet.
When I tell you I have a pair of leather pants in my closet because
Oh.
I felt I needed to have leather pants to perform and so on and so forth.
God almighty.
Thanks to Charlotte, I don't need leather pants
No,
anymore.
you
know.
don't.
I really could care less. I mean, you got to care to an extent, but like what I wear on stage is different now. It's not the most important part. I want people to hear me. So, the Charlotte art scene is heavily influenced with individuality and creativity, and I love it.
I just always ask this question because everybody's got a different answer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And even if 5 people said, I like it, it's great, it's for 5 different reasons, yours was totally different than the others.
Well,
And it's all about the different areas too.
absolutely. And I could take that question 2 different ways. Me just trying to be positive, that's kind of the positive spin on it. But if you were to ask me the pros and cons of it, that would be a different story. But there's pros and cons with everything. But
Sure.
first thing that came to mind was that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool.
What do you want to have accomplished by this time next year? That can be on the macro or the micro level. You can tell me one particular thing, or you can tell me in general 5 things you would like to have.
As far as me or as far as the art scene?
As far as you in your life and in your music.
Yeah, I think he's saying
Okay.
there's something specific you hope to accomplish in the year.
Right, and mostly in music, but I'd like to say,
Yeah.
is there one thing in your personal life and also one thing in your sonic life?
Well, yeah, personal life, and this is pretty much it's a hamster in a wheel type situation, but just being financially stable, and able to do even more with my personal life, and also it all intertwines with each
Sure.
other. You know what I mean? So yeah, just more financial stability.
That's all of us.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like a hamster in a wheel situation because I do get paid way more than I did last year.
Got benefits.
You know what I mean? I got benefits
Yep.
and all that good stuff, but you still want more of it.
Sure.
It's a never ending. So, just being more financial
And
stable.
I don't think that's greed either. I think it's, people like you and I know that if we can make more, we could probably do more cool stuff, not just for ourselves, but for our family. Not that I'm supporting my family.
Yeah.
I'm barely supporting myself. But anyway, but for other people, put on cool stuff, do your projects that you have.
Yeah,
So-
and as
Exactly.
like a self-funded artist,
yeah, absolutely.
the more you work, the more you make, the more you can put into doing the menu series and doing the ciphers. You can hire a better videographer, or
Exactly.
Yeah.
getting them.
or record at the vault.
That's what I'm saying. You get
Reasonable
the nicer
rates, by the way.
studios. Exactly. Like, it's an overall my life is an overall upgrade. I'm a very late bloomer, and it is a slow process with most people.
Do you mind me
So-
asking how old you are?
I'm 28.
Okay, I didn't actually ask it. I said, do you mind me asking?
But hey, I jumped
Okay,
the
now
gun
I'll
on
ask
that
you,
one.
how old are you?
I'm 27.
That's okay. That's a dick thing that I would have said. Anyway, well, you ain't no late bloomer, man. You're right on schedule. You're
Yeah.
doing it better than I did, quicker than I did.
I mean, it may look like that on the outside, but we're always our worst critics ourselves. So, just upgrade. I do want to travel more. I do definitely want to travel more. I had an amazing trip to New York recently, and we actually stayed in Jersey City, which was amazing. Me and my friends put together, and we were able to have a very, very nice trip. I actually got to see Anderson .Paak live out in Manhattan too, and that was amazing.
Nice.
But that kind of influenced me. I'm actually gonna purchase a camera and plan some more trips. I actually want to go to Tokyo, and I will go to Tokyo.
Dude, my
next
wife
year.
and I are going to. For those of you who don't know, I'm married to a human female. Now, our Japan is our next big trip.
That's where I'm going.
We've decided. She never wanted to do it. I got her into watching NHK news out of Japan. It's on PBS, one of their channels, their sub channels. But anyway, she started seeing this stuff about Kyoto and Tokyo.
And that's the crazy thing.
And loves it.
Nobody wants to do it for some reason. I, for one, since a kid, I've loved Asian culture.
It's a long flight. I think a lot of people are scared of
That
that in
too.
Australia for the flight. But
That too, but it's like, I love the culture, and that's why I said I'm definitely going. Even if I go by myself, I'm definitely going to
dude,
Japan.
go with us. My wife's going to drive me crazy probably.
When do you plan on going?
I
Well,
don't know.
we could talk
When are
about
you
that.
available is the question.
I'm looking to go spring, summer of next year.
Yeah, it might be a little early for me.
Gotcha. Well,
I got to get the money together.
I am in a relationship now, so like
I wasn't asking, by the way. I am married.
It's going in.
FarmersOnly.com or
Leather pants lovers.
Like,
I got to see them pants. Man, I
never
bet it's all
again.
sweaty in the
Never
things.
again, man. Who knows?
God.
Jesus Christ. So, in the wintertime, we're looking at like tropical places, me and her.
Yeah.
So that's why Japan will be a little bit later. And I do want to travel international a lot more and take pictures. And I think, I don't even want to say that. I was going to say I think music will take a back seat to it. Music will never take a back seat, but what I will say is I have great interest in photography and travel in the world and stuff
Well,
like that.
that might be your next muse for your next big creative outburst.
Very true.
Is traveling. Everybody should travel. Everybody should travel abroad.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it gives you a much better understanding of other people and lets you know that old dude down that street in Kyoto. I mean,
They say
he's
the
basically
best,
doing the same thing Brian's doing, which is just nothing.
they say the best place to start is Ireland. Actually,
It's very affordable.
it's $500 round trip to
Yeah.
go to Ireland.
Yeah, you do Travel Zoo?
I'm very amateur at this, but I do Google Flights.
Yeah.
I've been getting great prices for Google Flights.
Well, check out Travel Zoo also. For
Is
those
that
of you
like-
listening, they're not paying me for this, but they have flights, hotels, but a lot of packages, and I noticed the Ireland.
I mean, if they want to pay us for this.
Yeah, travelzoo.com. You out there? Yeah.
But I know we're running on out of time here. But where can everybody find you on the internet?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Railz the Principal. That's RailzThePrinciple.
Oh, now I get it. Not PAL. Okay, sweet.
Yeah, so you can find me on Twitter and Instagram. You can also find me on Facebook at that as well. I do have my latest release, which is Does This Mic Make Me Look Fat, which is currently on Bandcamp for free. You can download it. And I am working on new music.
Awesome.
And you are performing at New Era again this year?
Oh, yeah, I'm actually performing at New Era Music Festival. That's in June. And I'm also performing at Recess this Wednesday for Hip Hop Wednesdays. And then I'm also performing at Snug Harbor, which is May 28th, and that'll be my first time at Snug, which I've been wanting to do.
I love
I've
Snug
had like
Harbor.
I've had like a checklist of places I've
Dude,
wanted
they
to
have good
perform.
sound and a good sound guy out there.
Looking forward to it. And then Recess is recently new with the performances too, so I'm looking forward to checking that out because I've never been there, but I have been to Snug before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right, cool. Thanks for coming in, man.
Well, Railz, we appreciate it, man. We appreciate what you do. We appreciate what you contribute to MadPark and MadPark Music.
I
And,
appreciate you guys too. Continue doing what you're doing, please. I know how rough it could be because like I said, I do it on a smaller scale with the menu series and things. So I know how tough it could be and discouraging. So just continue to do what you guys
No,
do.
we
and
have fun.
appreciate
We've
you.
had great success.
Well,
and
excuse
some-
me, mine's is stressful.
No, but I always like when we have a show, like if we do a show next month and Railz isn't on it, he'll be there to watch.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's more of that local community, music community support. So,
That we need more of.
well, we're getting there, man.
Mm-hmm.
Charlotte's changing for the better. It's a good town. It's my town. I grew up here. I own it, so I'm happy with it.
And drop the prices on the condos and stuff.
Well, I don't. That's the part I don't have.
Tom
nothing to do
Hoyle,
with.
Mayor of Charlotte.
mayor of the West Side at this point. All right, people. Well, Railz, thank you very much.
Thank you.
This is Tom and
I'm Brian.
from MadPark Designs signing off. This is the MadPark Music Podcast. We're going to make it just a podcast at some point, but we like to interview a lot of musicians. But again, we have been recording live in the vault located at the Playroom, 916 Tuckasegee Road in Charlotte, over on the west side. West side equals best side. Check them out. PlayroomOnline.com. Serving Charlotte's creative and music community for 25 plus years. Thanks, people, and good night, Pelzer.
There's a fine line between telling lies and exaggerating. Same line between your reality and your imagination. I've been waiting for my time, get my point across. Since this is my moment, if I blow it, then no hope is lost. So the gloves come off, Mike Tyson with the bare knuckle. If I connect, just know you in trouble. Had to perfect my right hand, I use a right hand, and now your man is untouchable. Knew a reality you had to come to. Just cause they smile at me, don't mean they love you, boy. One hut, two, my views of the end zone. I trust you to catch on when I get thrown. Trust you to be there when I get on to. And I swear I'ma act like I don't know you. Was you in the past, do nothing but laugh at you. Too casual, and you mad, let your pen sag with your do-rag. Well, I do what I had to do, it's impossible to stop a train. Get there regardless, I got my name. Say I'm way too modest and I reply, just being honest, I ain't gotta lie, nah. Comfortable in my own skin, before the cream, cocoa butter or lotion. Let your pores open, I'ma hit you with the truth, let it all soak in. I heard you said you always hold it down. Stop lying. Cause everybody view you as a clown. Stop lying. Besides, I'm like the illest thing around. Stop trying. And I'ma sell regardless, no matter if you're not buying. I need you to stop lying. I need you to stop lying. Put egos aside and egos can fly if you stop lying. I need you to stop lying. I need you to stop lying. Put egos aside and egos can fly if you stop lying. We don't believe you, promise we don't believe you. Cause no matter what you do, it's a stunt like Evel Knievel. You're such a slave to your ego. Honestly feel you need to stop lying, stop trying for the approval of people. Don't want the wrong attention, cause consequences cerebral. Living in the present day, but the timing is still medieval. When you down, that's when they doubt you. When you want, that's when they need you. For the ones that keep it G, just know I see you when I need you. To level off all the liars I come across on the daily. We live the lifestyle we rhyme about. Own the homes that we say we in. Thinking I might go crazy or maybe worse, pushing daisies up. Used to lie to myself, I swear I'm so glad I gave it up. I'm making up, had my head out the line until I shaped it up. Now I'm headlining different venues, down on expensive menus. It's hard to act like you own it when you know it's a rental. In order to view your future, reflect on what you've been through. I heard you said you always hold it down. Stop lying. Cause everybody view you as a clown. Stop lying. Besides, I'm like the illest thing around. Stop trying. And I'ma sell regardless, no matter if you're not buying. I need you to stop lying. I need you to stop lying. Put egos aside and egos can fly if you stop lying. I need you to stop lying. I need you to stop lying. Put egos aside and egos can fly if you stop lying.